when we are going to talk at last about some alchemy and transmutation. And the main topic would be mental alchemy, mental transmutation. And I want to share the basic notions on how it works and how you can operate it basically. And at the end, or at least in the middle part of it, I also want to give some useful tips on how you can operate it in a practical sense in your own life, so you learn something useful that you can use in your everydays. So yeah, hello everyone. Hello Ali. Hello Mandolin. I hope you're still here. And also high vibrations. Thank you. We have just reached 3,000 subscribers. Thank you everyone for being part of our little community and being here with us. I hope we can share many new interesting stuff in the future, especially that I'm almost done with assembling that book that I'm writing about these hermetic principles, the channelings that I did with Toph the Atlantean. That's almost done. So yeah, like the last part kind of went very easily. In the beginning it was very tricky, but after a few chapters I kind of got the hang of it. So that's going well. So, and also some of you have already sent me some emails about that you want to be a beta reader. I think that's how you pronounce it. A beta reader for the book. And hopefully this week it's going to be mostly finished. I haven't finished the cover yet, but that's on its way also. But that's not as super important. It's going to be a free ebook. You can download it for your Kindle, I think. You can read it on your Kindle. We have one of those too. And it's also going to be a PDF, so you can download it and you can read it on your PC or print it out for yourself or whatever you prefer to read anything. And later on, when I will move to a new location, I will do an audio recording of it. So it's also going to be a free audiobook. And hopefully, going to get over this throat chakra stuff that I'm struggling with in the past few days. Hello, Sun Moon Rising. Thank you for joining us. And yes, we are here today to talk about mental transmutation, mental alchemy, and to, yes, higher vibrations. Yes, that is how it is pronounced. That's awesome. How is your website coming along? You mentioned you had planned to put it on your site. Yes, the thing with my site is that it's like 99% complete. There's a specific section that I need to fill out after I throw it live, and it's been in this limbo state for like a month now. So it's not that much work, but I still have to do that. But it was not a priority in the past few weeks, so that's why it's on the hold right now, because it was not super unimportant right now. Hello Mandolin, thank you for joining us. Also Steve, thank you for being here. Could you make the light language transition to help fall asleep? My son is a light worker who has a problem falling asleep at night. Thank you. Yeah, my voice is pretty damn good for putting people to sleep, so I could maybe try that out too. Yeah, when I held in college some kind of presentation, one of my friends told me that I would be a perfect professor because when I'm talking, everyone is falling asleep. So yeah, that was not my place to hold presentations. Hopefully, no one will be falling asleep today. We will see. Hello, Water Child. Thank you for being here. And also, I think you were the one that contacted me through email for the beta reading. Thank you for contacting me. Hopefully, I will soon be able to share the beta version of the book with all of you. And yes, so we are going to talk today about the hermetic principles of mentalism, since we're talking about mental alchemy. If any of you are familiar with the 7 hermetic principles, that's a great start to be. I'm going to read it out loud and I'm going to get the book because I always forget one from the 7, just to be professional. So we're going to talk about the first principle, which is the mentalism. This is what we're going to be talking about mainly. Also the principle of correspondence, which is very important in a phase of transmutation. This is the as above, as below, as below, as above. If any of you didn't know, the principle of vibration also is very much a key in this factor, since we're going to transmute an element, a mental state, or whatever that exists, energy in basics, because everything is energy. We're going to shift their vibrational state of being from one pole to the other pole. And this is where polarity comes in, the principle of polarity. Everything has its opposite, everything has its positive and negative pole. And we are going to shift it, we're going to shift its vibration so we can move a specific state of being, a specific substance or whatever type of energy from one end of the pole to the other. Or rather, in our case, we want to balance things out. And we have the principle of rhythm. This is the part, we all going through this rhythmic awakening process that once we are feeling super high, very 5D, then we're going back in the lower state of being to process new things, to integrate more, then we're going back, just as the rhythm of the days, rhythm of the moon cycles, rhythm of the years, and so on and so forth. So we are going through these cycles within cycles, and this will not necessarily play a part very much in this, what we are going to talk about today. And yes, this is the sixth principle, the principle of cause and effect. I bet all of you are familiar with the cause and effect principle of what goes around comes around. And the principle of gender. We are not going to address it very deeply today, since it does plays a part in creation and regeneration, but it is an integral part in creation, because everything is composed of these two polarities, the male side and the female side, these two genders, positive or negative, or whatever you want to phrase it. Everything is a combination of the two poles, basically, in our dualistic reality. And it plays a part in generation and regeneration. This is how everything is created, regenerated, and reformed. And this is why at the beginning of our meditations, we are making sure that we, from our heart center, we harmonize with the heart center of Mother Earth down below to the core of the earth. This is the feminine aspect that we're going to use for transmutation. And then we shoot up to source, to the central sun, which is the masculine aspect of the transmutation. So we are merging the divine masculine with the divine feminine, and we meet in the middle. And this is how we form this alchemic circle, this alchemic balance, from which point of view we're going to transmute, create, and whatever that you want to do from that divine state, basically. Okay, so I see you are exchanging some emails. Okay. So yes, so we are going to talk about mainly the Hermetic principle of mentalism, which is all is mind, the universe is the mental creation of the all. So if any of you is familiar with it, that would be great. But just to recap quickly, everything is basically a mental creation of all that is. So the highest source, God or prime creator, or whatever you wish to call it, creates worlds and universes in its mind. And basically everything that is in creation is a thought form or a mental creation or a mental projection that is taking up form according to the 7 laws that we have just discussed recently. So in our plane, the 3D plane, this is kind of well below the all. So we're in the material plane. Things move much more, not as smoothly, but much more slowly because they are dense. But anything that wants to manifest itself on the physical plane has to come down through all of the planes, manifesting in each and every plane according to its workings and according to its laws, and then it materializes in our little plane of 3D, basically. And yeah, like it has to, anything that comes down has to follow the laws, so it has to manifest according to law. For example, on our plane, we have the law of gravity. For example, we have the law and the condition of time and space So we cannot move or manifest as quickly and easily as on the higher planes because we have to deal with a material reality. We have to work with material substances. We also have the parameter of time. We move in a linear fashion in time, and we're also physical. So things don't really move very quickly here because they are very dense. But anything that wants to manifest itself on our plane has to manifest and work through these laws. So it cannot evade them, basically. And this is where you can change many things is by basically tapping in from our little point of view here on the 3D and shooting up to the higher realms, because everything that manifests here has to come from above. So if you want to change something here, that's just on a side note, if you want to change a condition or something that manifests on this plane and you don't like it, for example, then you go up to the higher planes and change it there. You change it there, and everything that changes on the higher planes, then everything that's below has to, yeah, like it's subordinate to the higher planes. So everything that changes above has to manifest below too. So whenever you want to change something, then start up there, and then the change will come down and materialize here. Like that's also what we are experiencing right now with the planetary shift that we're going through. That, yeah, like we're going all this turmoil, and we see on the surface a lot of chaos because we're letting go of the old stuff. But many of you know, and also heard from other psychics, that the outcome of this whole thing that we're going through right now has been already decided. So on the higher planes, I think it was roughly in March 2020 when this thing like tipped over in a good direction, and on the higher planes it already happened. So if you're tuning into the higher planes, you can already kind of see the 5D Earth is already here, the templates are here, and we are integrating it more and more. But since we're on the physical plane, it needs time to integrate, it needs time to manifest itself. Yeah, like we have to let go of the old stuff so the new stuff can come in and materialize more. So this is, yeah, like this is what I've been talking about, that we are shifting the planetary state, the collective, on the higher planes, and now it has to materialize here on Earth. But since, yeah, things move slowly, sadly, very slowly, for some of us at least, but maybe thankfully for the population that are not as awakened or aware, for them, I think this is a beneficial thing since they won't be as shocked into being awakened to reality, basically to the reality of this world as they would have been. Like we had at least luxury of time to prepare or to integrate all these fascinating and challenging concepts through our awakening. Many of us have been awake for not just years, for maybe decades, some of you. And we had the luxury of time to wake up, get a hang of this, to see how things work, to get shocked, then go back to our old way of being, then get shocked again, then get back to an even state and integrate it basically. But yeah, like anyone that is going through the awakening process right now, or in these past few months they maybe had their awakening, they're probably going through some pretty tough times. So yeah, like I think if you are one of them, then please, yeah, like ask for help, ask for guidance, because we have a lot of help right now, not just from the higher realms, but also from people that are awake right now. We have been awakened earlier, so we can assist in the stabilization of this whole process. So it's not as chaotic as it would have been otherwise. So all of this was prepared. It's all dependent on the individual. How much do they want to shift or they don't want to shift to the new paradigms? If are they ready to let go of the old stuff and let in the new, or maybe they aren't. It's all up to them basically. Okay, but back to mental transmutation. So everything is a mental creation of the all, and if we want to shift something here on this plane, then we have to work on it on its energetic level on the higher planes. Because if you shift something on the higher planes, then by law it has to manifest and come down and manifest itself on the lower planes. And yeah, as we have been talking about, this is what we are seeing right now, that the shift has already occurred on higher planes, and now we're waiting, basically, and doing our best to keep things together and stable while the shift manifests itself. Okay, so basically, what is transmutation or mental alchemy? We have like a substance or a mental state of being. Maybe you're feeling anxiety or fear, and you want to transform it into balanced states of being. Not necessarily directly to divine love, but that would be an ideal state of being. Some of you can do it, but it's not easy, especially if you're in some very unfortunate conditions. But at least reaching a stable mental state is preferable in this day and age, basically. And there are some very good ways and quick tools that you can use, since I have stated that many, yeah, like we have a ton of help from the higher realms. We have a lot of support, much more than maybe years or decades ago, since we have raised our vibration on a collective level. We, we are allowing for more light beings to come in and reside in the collective, so we are open for much more um, assistance from the higher realms, basically. So all of you are connected. Hello, Jocelyn. Thank you for joining us. Greetings, family of light. We all have our own family, basically, our own guides, our own other aspects from the higher realms that are here assisting us. And yeah, like I highly suggest creating a conscious relationship with them, communicate with them, ask for guidance, ask for assistance, ask for help, because yeah, it will be given basically, but you have to ask for it, you have to be open for it. And all of you have your own guides or your own guardians, your own angels that are watching over you, or call them whatever you want them, because they are many types of being assisting us at different points in our evolution. So it's not only like ETs or deceased relatives or a shaman or I don't know, like angels, archangels. They are all helping us at specific points when we need them. But you have always someone or some beings that are there to protect you, to make sure that you receive everything that you need to receive at that time, and that they are making sure that everything that you shouldn't receive is evading you, basically. And yeah, you have your own free will. So if you want to experience specific things, they will not intervene. So they will let you experience this. As I said, like they are there to make sure that you receive what you need to receive, and to avoid what you don't need to see in life, basically. Okay, so one of our great tools and assistants for transmutation of mental states and conditions in our lives are our guides, basically, our guardian angels, or from the higher realms. If you're familiar or comfortable with working the archangels or different angelic consciousness aspects of the One, then you can ask for their assistance and correcting specific things in your life, balancing, protection, healing, and all that good stuff that comes from the higher realms. You can ask for it. That is one of the tools. And the other tool that you can use in complete sync with the first one is the violet flame or the eternal fire. You can use both or either, whatever you are comfortable with. Many people already know the violet flame. It is a fire that is of the violet frequency. And my throat chakra is experiencing difficulties. Okay. So you can use the divine fire, the divine violet flame, to transmute everything. Yeah, you can use it for everything, basically. I haven't really used it for transforming material substances, but for healing, for protection, for transmutation of diseases. You can maybe have like attachments, or maybe if you are living in an area that has very regressive energies or stuck energies, you can clean your home with it. You can clean your body, you can clean your energetic field with it. And also you can purify water and also probably food, although I've never used it for that. So the main thing about the violet flame and also the eternal fire is that they transform and transmute any impurity. They transform it into the positive energies, basically, just as you have the organites, for example. Like, this is my sleeping pod, I always have it with me. Organites are a combination of brass, iron, quartz crystal. Mine has shungite in it, and it's held together by brass. Epoxy resin, yeah, okay. And basically how it works, that it sucks in all the negative energies and it transforms it inside, and it lets out all the beneficial and positive energies in its surroundings. So it basically transmutes the negativity into positive energies. And hello, Mary, thank you for joining us. Yes, and that's basically what you can do with the eternal fire or violet flame. You can transform any negativity, any regressive forces, any disease, physical conditions into a beneficial and positive state of being, basically. So this is the best shortcut and tool that we have at our disposal at this current time. And yeah, like, we have it at our disposal, like, this is public knowledge, basically, the violet flame. And for many centuries, or probably even thousands of years, it was kind of a secret. It was only preserved for the mystery schools and members of the mystery teachings. But I think, like, the last century, yeah, since the 20th century, it kind of became public knowledge. Or maybe even in the 18th century, I'm not sure. But recently, in the past 100 years, it really became public knowledge, and it is there for everyone to use. So it's a wonderful tool. You don't have to be a guru or whatever to use it. It's very easy. And it's also very forgiving, so you can't mess it up. You don't need to be an expert for it, basically. And just, yeah, like, just use it every day. Get used to its energy, how it feels, how it flows. And you will find that every day, every time you use it, it becomes more potent, it becomes more powerful, and it just, yeah, like, you will be able to bring it forth much more easily and much more quickly, and it will become much more stronger, and you will find that you will receive, like, downloads on new ways on how you can use it or what you can use it for. For example, I've used it for transforming situations or conversations with unpleasant people that were experiencing, like, conflicts. For whenever they met, and I also had to meet with them, there were always conflict in the air, a lot of negativity, and just by honing in the energies of the violet flame and, like, emitting it to everyone in the entire room, it was very fun to see that after just like 5 minutes, and as time moved on, things started to calm down and back into a balanced state, even though in the beginning everyone was, like, shouting and up in the air. But after 5 minutes or so, everyone calmed down and sank back into their chairs, and they were okay after that. So yeah, this is how you can shift the mental vibration of other people's too. Use it wisely and sparingly. Okay. So, all transmutation is mental. Yes, should I talk about weather phenomenons? Yeah, like, we've been talking about with Mandolin about hurricanes in America. Like, I'm sorry, but I forgot which state you're in, Mandolin. But in some states, you're having problems with tornadoes and hurricanes. So this is an unfortunate weather condition that you can transmute, basically. And we are experiencing this nasty, unstable weather all across the world right now. For example, here we have this fluctuation even under a single day. When it's super warm, then maybe at the end of the day it cools down drastically, like to half of its temperature. We have very warm days and super cold nights, so this is super unusual for us. And Mandolin is from North Carolina. Carolina, okay. Yeah, and I'm from Transylvania. Greetings from Transylvania, Mandolin. And yeah, these are unbalanced weather conditions, and they are manifesting not just because Mother Earth is shifting and she's also going through her own letting goes and transformations. That's also part of it. That's why we have, like, seismic activities and irregularities in the magnetics of the Earth. but this huge weather instability is due to, like also some tempering by other forces, but it's basically manifesting the conscious reality of the collective, since everyone is going through very chaotic times, and everyone is experiencing to a certain degree anxiety, panic attacks, anger, frustration, and all that good stuff that you don't want to have in your life. Basically, the whole collective is experiencing it together, and this whole upheaval is being manifested in our surroundings, basically. So in the higher planes, we are creating this chaotic state of being, and it's coming down to the lower planes, and it's manifesting itself as chaotic weather conditions, seismic activity, and all types of unfavorable circumstances that we don't like, basically. And how you can transmute this. So, again, you have to reach to the higher realms, as above, as below. And from that state of being that we do in our meditations, how we started tuning into the heart, anchoring to Mother Earth, anchoring to the divine feminine energies, shooting up to the central sun, anchoring to the divine masculine energies, and merging the two, creating a beautiful alchemic mix of the divine feminine and masculine working together. And you're tuning into the higher realms. You can use the eternal fire or the violet flame on a global scale. It's not just for personal use. You can use those tools also. And when you're tuning in, for example, in the collective, from where these unfavorable conditions come, you inject your peace, your balance into the collective, and you may see it, you can visualize it in a way that when you're tuning into the collective or the energetic state of maybe the earth, you may see it like a waveform that goes like this, it's all over the place. And when you're injecting your peace, you're injecting your calm and balance, and that waveform starts to balance out and come back into the natural flow. So this is where the principle of correspondence come in, that as within as without, you're projecting your peace, you're projecting your healing, your calm to your surroundings, and you're balancing it out with your own peace and balance. After you have purified yourself with the violet flame to be peaceful and balanced before you inject your peace and balance into other things, basically. Yes, and yeah, like this is basically how you can even out stuff. There are, yeah, like we could talk about this a lot, but just on a surface level, this is how you can basically neutralize specific tensions that you're tuning into the higher realms, and from that higher perspective, from your higher state of being, you're injecting your calm, you're injecting that divine peace and balance into specific areas, specific groups of people, the collective, the seismic activity of Mother Earth, some storm, or maybe if you have like a hurricane alert, you can inject this peace, balance, and integrity into that chaotic energy that is going on in the atmosphere, and like even it out, smooth it out. So even you may experience a storm, it's not going to be as drastic or chaotic as it would have been otherwise. Maybe you can just experience it as a mild rain or a bit of wind or something similar. Like it's still going to happen because all of that built up energy is there in the atmosphere. So it has to go somewhere. You cannot completely, it cannot disappear into nothingness, because it came from its surroundings. It has accumulated a ton of energy, so it can like have a huge discharge. But instead of having a huge discharge, you're smoothing it out and putting everything back into its proper place, so it can flow in a more natural and beneficial state. So we don't have to experience severe weather conditions or anything that is unfavorable here on planet Earth. We have the power to transmute it. We have the power to even it out and to balance it out. And yeah, like storms will happen, earthquakes will happen, but it doesn't mean it has to be destructive. So always try to be balanced and inject your balance into other things. Okay, so let me see what everyone's been up to. Yeah, if you have any questions, please put your question marks in the beginning so I can see them and pinpoint them as a question. So I have held like a pretty nice presentation in half an hour. And yeah, like if anyone has any question about this topic or if you want to share anything else, then please let us know in the chat box below. Okay, Ali, it's no, it was horrible in Scotland today. Warm but also cold with really strange clouds hanging in the air. Yeah, like Mandolin, Jenny. Oh wait, cool. My son is working in Charlotte. I have no clue where that is for an extended time. Completely a visit. Okay, so that was unrelated for me. Okay, higher vibrations. The Schumann has been down since Saturday. These symptoms feel very much like Schumann peaks related stuff. When the Schumann goes up, as do well. Yeah, like there's been really some funny stuff going on with the Schumann resonance monitoring lately. Yeah, like has anyone experienced some nausea during the weekend? Like I felt very low and depressed during the and super exhausted during the Sunday. But thankfully now I'm back. I had a good night's sleep and I'm back and kicking. Jacaranda Marie, orbs just flew above my right. Wow, you're experiencing orbs during the transmission. Awesome. Okay. So, Lemar Moore, can mental alchemy be used to create physical action? What would you say to the person who finds it difficult to exit the mental plane and be present and active in the lower plane? Yeah, like that's a great question. Above all else, especially for us who are very much introverts and we are much more at home moving in the higher planes. Yeah, like I think grounding is a wonderful way, like ground with Mother Earth, spend as much time in nature as you can if you have the possibility. Ground through your feet, walk bare feet on nature, on the grass, on the soil, on the sand. Yeah, and basically I think the best way to have this transition from the higher planes and to be more anchored here is to ask for Mother Earth's assistance, ground through her, because basically she is high vibrational, but still she has a physical body, and we are in her physical body. And through her assistance and through her anchoring energies, she's superb in grounding and healing. So through her energies, you can do this transition to feel more present here on Earth. Eating is a grounding activity, although don't overdo it. Only do it responsibly. But yeah, I think I would recommend nature above all else. Like that's the best bridge kind of between the higher realms and this reality. Because when we are amongst people or you live in the city, you feel this super energetic detachment from the natural state of being. And nature is physical, but yet it is very high vibrational. So it's a great place to be for us, especially if you have to recharge. Okay, so Ellie, oh my God, nothing looks really anymore. It's like the Matrix has stopped pretending. Yes, I have learned my fear coincides with a fierce storm. I send love and gratitude and ask the clouds, front, little storm. Yeah, like you can use mental alchemy, you can use the violet flame on the higher planes to transmute the storm, basically, to be a very gentle and soothing storm. So, Jocelyn, my ears have been popping. Oh, that's very unpleasant. Like I'm going through elevation changes in an airplane. Yeah, that's very nasty. Has anyone experienced this recently? I feel like this energy around me, but not sure good or bad or neutral. You know, like I only get this ringing in the ear, and also it kind of feels like that's maybe like when you have like water stuck in your ear or on your eardrum, this very strange humming, and you don't hear clearly, then it kind of pops open. Yeah, like I guess the energies and the frequencies are shifting so rapidly and fluctuating that this is how our body responds to it, basically. Oh my god, so Ellie, I see them. Almost had a tinfoil hat. Only 1 point. Wow. I mean, if it works, why not? I never tried it though. Okay, that was beautifully done, Guardian. Thank you, thank you. And Sun and Moon Rising, your message has been rejected or retracted. I hope it was you, not some kind of error. Okay, so Mandolin, Ellie and Ellie tune in instead. She all, she's all fear for not. You are not crazy. Okay. Yes, so crazy. Okay, Guardian of Orion. And this is from Jacaranda Marie. The orb was above you. Seriously? Probably all of our apparent. No. Hyperactive energies. I don't know if I read that correctly. That was great info you shared. Thank you. So yeah, like I'm so busy, I haven't seen anything above my head. But yeah, like we have a lot of energies coming and going all the time. So Ellie, my ears just started ringing. That's superb. Yeah, and Starlight Divine, yes, be outside as much as you can. Yeah, like even connecting with the wind and air is like a superb way of reconnecting with nature and grounding yourself, basically. Or at least that's what I try to connect when I'm in the city. I go outside and try to feel as much as I can the movement of the air. Since we have a lot of concrete here and it's not very pleasant energetically, that's all you get basically. So higher vibrations, yes. Nausea, dizziness, extreme enough. I actually almost fell down. Wow. Stomach discomfort, a really loud ear ringing, feeling the collective panic. Oh, that's not very good. The loss of hearing yesterday. Yeah, like do a lot of protection then and grounding within yourself. Like we don't, it's not very good right now to let in too much of the collective upheaval, since we already have our own to deal with, but we don't really need others upheaval and panic too. But yeah, I totally get that nauseous and dizzy feeling. Like I also have to be kind of careful. Sometimes I'm very disoriented, since also I'm very tall. I guess it's gravity or something. I'm very disoriented. I almost fell over a few times, or I got slammed to the wall. It's not very pleasant, but thankfully it kind of comes and goes. It's nothing stable. So Jacaranda Marie, regarding grounding, soaking and salt bath works wonders for me. Yeah, like salt has a wonderful neutralizing energy or side effect to it, basically. Although, if you maybe in the sense, in a way of a salt bath, you let the water flow down, but some people use maybe salt in a bag, in a cloth bag, and they warm it up and put it at specific places of their body to like neutralize pain and stuff like that. But I don't know if you can like reuse that, because I think like salt kind of absorbs stuff just as it absorbs moisture, and I don't know if you can reuse it or maybe you have to purify it. You'll have to see. But yeah, like, or even if you are close to the ocean or the sea, it's great to take a swim in the sea or in the ocean, because basically it's a huge salt bath pool. I really loved it when I was on the seashore and I could take a very long swim in the sea. It was fantastic for neutralizing the heavy energies and blockages in the body. But also having some nice salt bath was great too. So, Jocelyn, yes, the eyes are watery and pop. There are no mountains here. So, okay, mandolin. So higher vibrations, the energies around me makes me feel crowded right now. Wow. Especially this weekend. I like my space. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like do protection, cleanse your area and do some protection and yeah, use Archangel Michael's energies as for his guidance to cleanse your area and to keep you from absorbing all that ambiental energies and all those impulses that everyone like is emitting around you. This is why I like to do stuff during the night, energetic stuff, since people are not all of them are sleeping, but people are not have finished their daily routines. Their minds are not clicking constantly. They're starting to calm down, and even some of them are already sleeping. So you don't have that background noise energetically as you have during the day when everyone is running around and doing their daily activities. During the night is much more peaceful. That's also why you're starting to sense and see stuff basically during the night, because the collective and also your mind is starting to calm down and be more calmer and silent. That's why you're starting to notice weird stuff in your room, orbs flying around or whatever type of beings can come in. And also because our brain, I'm not sure if you need, yeah, like mostly our brain is capable of producing DMT, your pineal gland is fully capable of producing a lot of DMT if you train it and also if it's clean. And I think you have to be asleep for it to produce the proper amount of DMT. So if you are awake and you wait for 3 o'clock, you won't receive as much of a DMT production or amount as you would receive otherwise. I'm not sure about this, but yeah, like especially 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. in the night is like the peak when the pineal gland creates the most DMT in your body. And it is also called the hour of the witches because weird stuff happens during that period because you're able to perceive more stuff. And that's also when other types of beings trying to contact you and communicate with you, because that's when you're most open for it. That's the period when you're easily perceiving them basically. You can also consume DMT, but yeah, like be very careful with that and responsible basically, because it can be a very rocky ride if you don't do it properly or you don't have a guide for it basically. But yeah, like you don't need it. You don't need it because your body is able to produce that state of being. So don't feel dependent on something external because you can produce it yourself. Okay, so a higher vibration, he usually has orbs to his right during these live events. Okay, great. I don't really see them, but good for you. Hello, Mother Misfit Pharaoh. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Okay, anyone experiencing migraines after being around people lately? Oh, yeah. Like going to a shop and so forth. Yeah, like I had, thankfully, no, because I kind of guard myself or try to be as isolated as possible. But I kind of get like migraines when I'm maybe near to people that are not very positive or going through some very challenging stuff. And I try to be as conscious about it as possible to transmute it on the spot, but yeah, it kind of happens too. And I don't know what happened, but this weekend during the night from Saturday to Sunday, I don't know what the hell was happening with me, but I was felt very sick, like I had a very strong headache. But strangely, I only had it here on the right side, so my forehead and all the way back, almost like my entire right hemisphere of the brain was like hurting very badly. And I felt very nauseous. I thought I was going to vomit or something. But thankfully, I didn't have to from the pain, and I got up and got a painkiller. Like I don't use them, but I really had to get one so I can get some sleep. Oh yeah, and I put my sleeping pod on my on my head. It really helped to alleviate the pain and transform it a bit. Okay, so hello everyone. Better late than never. Hello Robert. Thank you for joining us. Um, okay. Okay, so let's see, what have I missed here? Oh my god, I scrolled too much. Okay, so high vibration. I have actually been doing shielding. Thank you for the wise guidance, brother. I usually only shield my daughter. Yeah, like you should shield everything. Like everything, really. We really need it right now. Okay, so Mandolin, I missed being home alone. Yeah, that's why I'm doing the live event now, because I'm home alone. Otherwise, I'm not doing them anymore, sadly. So we have a special occasion today. Okay, so Ali, that's why I love Through the Night so much. How awesome! I never even thought about that. Is that why we wake at 3 a.m.? Like I don't think you necessarily have to get like woken up after 3 a.m. Like it kind of happens from time to time, and I think it's kind of like a sign that okay, like wake up, you look at the clock and you see it's like 3 a.m. 33, or it's just past 3 a.m. And it's kind of like a notice from your guides or your ETs that okay, like we just had something, we visited you or something happened, and we just want you to know that something did happen. Maybe you can have also contact by then, but I'm not sure. Like when I wake up at 3 a.m., I'm very dizzy, so I would rather go back to sleep than interact with anyone, really. Okay, Ellie, I thought I was the only one. It always gets better for me when I completely isolate. It has been like this for several weeks. Yeah, like we really need our alone time right now. Especially if you can go out to nature, that's the quickest and best way to regenerate and recuperate during these times. So, Fanya, can you explain more on your topic from the guides? Which type of topic? The one that they contact you during 3 a.m. during the night, or how you can contact them for guidance? I'm not clear on this. So, Guardian of Orion is a treasure trove of wise guidance and information. Thank you, High Vibration. He's a good teacher. Thank you. Thank you for participating in this interaction. Okay, so salt crystals have a cube structure on an atomic level. From what I know, they transform energies completely. Because of their structure similar to a pyramid, the transformation happens in the center. So that's also why they form cube structure or cube-like structures when they accumulate together too. It's very interesting. The cool stuff also with the pyramid structure. I have a, hey, you can kind of see it there under the lamp. You have that little pyramid structure. That's my orgonite pyramid. For example, pyramids have a wonderful tendency to accumulate energies below, and since they have the, I think it's called the apex, their upper part, they channel it upwards. So like they are a great transformer, like a filter basically, bringing in stuff and then shooting them up and transforming them. They're also a great intensifier of energy. Okay, yes, it definitely helps us. So Alex Hunter, I'm new to the topic of guides, but at this point, I feel I have to scroll down, but gently. Oh my god, I just lost it. Okay. So, Alex Hunter, I am new to the topic of guides, but at this point, I feel we do need some sort of intervention from above. Like we're constantly getting it basically, but you have to ask for intervention or assistance rather in your own life. And yeah, like I have a few meditations here on this channel. You can try maybe the violet flame one. That's a great one to start. And from that centered state that we do at the beginning of every meditation, that you tune into your heart center, you anchor to the heart center of Mother Earth, and you shoot up your beam of light to the central sun, source, or Heavenly Father. You're merging the divine feminine with the divine masculine into one, and you are this pillar of light, and your heart center is in the middle, in the point of power between the two. And from this centered state, from your heart center, ask for guidance, assistance, protection from your guides. And by this, you are basically setting the proper tone to attract and basically perceive more easily your guides, because they are constantly with you basically, and they are constantly trying to send you signs and communicate with you. But if you're setting the tone from your heart center, then you're more likely to not misinterpret them or not to perceive maybe other types of influences for your guides. By tuning into your heart center, you're kind of like setting the tone for like separating from yourself from all the regressive energies, like pushing everything that's not of your highest good away from you, basically, and you're only letting in that which is in tune with your higher and best interest. So, like, I suggest you starting from that point of view, and yeah, like, you have to work with it and see how it works for you, because yeah, like, you're going to develop your own way of doing it, like your own permission slips and practices or techniques on how you communicate with your guides, how you can like ask for signs, for confirmations. Like, confirmations in the physical realm are great, just like these numerological synchronicities. If you see like 1111 or 3222 and stuff like this, or 12345, these are also like little reminders that we are here. Like, this is a confirmation that, okay, you're on the right path, or something similar. It may mean different things to everyone, but that's kind of how usually we interpret it. So, okay. So, Ellie, you addressed Alex Hunter. Yeah, totally. I can't stand busy places. People can be very draining. Yeah, like, this is why you need shielding people. This is why you need shielding constantly. And I also have my sleeping pod constantly in my pocket too. So theoretically, you should use this for sleeping, to have it on your under your pillow. But like, I find it that it helps tremendously also during the day. Like, I don't leave the house without this anymore. It helps like maintaining your field, and also it's a great transmuter of negative energies. It transforms a lot of negative radiation from your environment, because we're constantly exposed to Wi-Fi, cell towers, so forth, everything that you don't really want in your system, and this kind of shields you from it. So that's why I have it constantly in my pocket. Okay, so Alex Hunter, wow, you experienced headaches and nausea too? Yeah, like, we're all in this. Yeah, I'm not very happy about it, but yeah, like, this is the symptoms that we're going through. I think we're going through so many shifts that our body, like, this is the only way that it can process it. And these are kind of like the side effects, just as High Vibration said in her videos with the ascension symptoms, that yeah, like, we are going through shifts, and these are the symptoms that we're experiencing because your body is put under basically some amount of stress, because it has to transform itself, and this is how we sense it basically. Okay, so High Vibration, I'm always up at 3 a.m. every single night. Wow, that's not great for you. Then you're not having a good night's sleep. Very disoriented, but I'm compelled to be awake for about 30 minutes or an hour. Okay, that's good. Ellie, it's really good when we share what we are feeling, and realizing that I have to scroll down a bit and realize, oh my god, I scrolled down too much. I'm really having difficulties with this chat box. So Ellie, I'm really good when we share what we are feeling and realize we're going through the same thing. They don't seem so bad then. Yeah, like, we're not crazy. No, we're experiencing these weird stuff constantly. Okay, so Star Seed Experience. I wear a tourmaline crystal pendant for protection. Yeah, like, I think Gretchen Bouchard is also using like a tourmaline wand for clearing. I only use shungite from now on. I really like it. So Jenny, I'm awake at 3 a.m. every morning. I just wake up. Yeah, like I had that too a lot. Recently I haven't experienced that so much. But yeah, I think it's kind of like a little message from our guides or our ET families that, okay, like we've been here, like something happened, just we wanted you to know. You can explore it if you want to, or maybe not, or you can just go back to sleep. Or maybe sometimes you wake up and weird stuff happens, and that dazed state when you wake up and you try to go back to sleep and you enter that, I don't know, what is it called, the state that is right before you go to sleep when you receive the visions. I think it's called theta or something similar. You can experience some very weird stuff during that state, especially if you have been waking up at 3 a.m. because like your brain is still very much active in the sense like the DMT is still there and you can like perceive many weird stuff in that state. Like if you're feeling adventurous, you can explore it. Although I do prefer sleep rather than exploration during the night, but it's all up to you. Okay, so Fenya, Guardian, did you hear anything from Sandra, from the Magnificent Future? Yeah, like her YouTube channel has been deleted by her, and I haven't heard from her sadly, but hopefully she'll be back someday, who knows, hopefully. So Mandolin, I'm trickled to hear someone use a good Anunnaki together. No, good and Anunnaki together. Yeah, like Mandolin is really good at exploring this subject of the Anunnaki. I'm not really at home in that subject. Yeah, like if you want some Egyptian stuff, I can help you with that, but not with the Anunnaki. So higher vibrations, oh my god, that's why the light, so that's why the light back there is breathing. Okay, exactly. So what higher vibrations? Mandolin, did you hear that? His shungite pyramid is back there. Yeah, like it's that little triangle under above my finger right now. I got 4 of them. I have one here in this corner of the apartment. Another one is beyond that wall, which is the bathroom, the other corner of the apartment, and we have the another 2 down in front of me and 2 sides and 2 corners of the apartments. So basically our home is gridded in this rectangle shape by the pyramids, and it seems to be working very nice. So we've been having some very nasty energies around here. I've talked about it in the past few videos that we've been processing some stuff and some very nasty energies came up when I started to like call on them so I can release them, because there was some very nasty stuff stuck in this building in our basement. And yeah, like physically also we have very unhealthy water because we have some plumbing issues in the basement. So basically our basement is like flooded with wastewater. So yeah, that's a very unhealthy water that is beneath the whole structure. And energetically that can also cause some very nasty things. So this is basically how we are trying to survive the conditions that we are in right now, by transforming them with some shungite pyramids. But seem to be working very nicely. Okay, so anyone having high blood pressure? I'm not sure if I do, but I do experience heart palpitations from time to time. Does anyone else have experiencing some high blood pressure? Like, don't drink coffee. I do drink coffee, so that's probably not a good advice from me. Okay, so Mandolin, kind of like making your Merkaba pure. Lisa R, yes, I'm getting this stuff too. Hear my heart in my ears, even with meds. Oh, I don't use meds, but like I also have this, I've been experiencing this for the past few years, that especially when I'm kind of tired and it's quiet around me, I can feel my and hear my heartbeat in my eardrums. I have like this pulsation in my eardrums, and it's very kind of annoying and unpleasant. But I only experience it when I'm very tired. Okay. So Fenya, Guardian, do you have info about shielding from people who get injected with juices? Yeah, like use the violet flame. That's how I get by basically. I burn it inside of myself and also ask for Archangel Michael's assistance, protection. Yeah, like look up some protection videos on psychic protection on YouTube. You're going to find there's a lot of good videos about that. And you use your own light shielding and ask for Archangel Michael's protection and burn the violet flame inside of yourself and also in your surroundings. Okay, so Alex Hunter, thank you so much. Very helpful. Thank you. I was I will start working on it. Please do so. Also, yeah, like explore the violet flame. That's a beautiful and powerful place to start. Like I have a violet flame meditation if you're interested on the channel. It's a great place to start and get accustomed to its frequencies. And I highly suggest that you work with it every day, or maybe multiple times a day, because it will become very quickly easier to access, and it will be much more intense every time you use it. So Jenny, yes, HP today. I'm not sure what that is. Today before getting about not getting a pickup because all of the drivers were sick. Wow. Okay, Robert Myers. Zoltan, beside Toph, have you ever channeled Ptah? No, I did not. Yeah, like I kind of see, I never even seen Ptah. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. I only seen other deities like Osiris, Isis, Horus, Anubis quite a few times. I had like dreams with him, and yeah, that's pretty much that I've experienced so far. Oh, and also Seth. I've seen Seth for quite a few times. So Guardian, what is the rogue? What is the rogue signal? I have no clue what that is. So higher vibrations, yes, I could. Oh my God, I have scrolled yet again too much. So yesterday I could feel my heart beating strongly all the way down into my hips. Wow, that heart palpitation were so intense, very uncomfortable. Yeah, like I have it sometimes too. I usually lay down a bit and put my sleeping pod on my chest, and that kind of evens out the energies. But if you don't have something like this with you, use the violet flame, ask for balancing, and it will calm down your interior. Okay, higher vibrations. I carry my shielding pod everywhere too. We also always wear the pendants made of the same stuff. Okay, Robert, I have to try rune, and I used to have tiger's eye stone. Yeah, like explore these. What? Yeah, like what works for you, basically. I think it's a great tool. Yeah, like we have great opportunities these days to like you can just order something online and get it in a couple of weeks or so, or maybe even sooner. And yeah, like these are wonderful tools, and we should use them. Like if we have it at our disposal, why not? We need all the help that we can get. Okay, Lisa, yes, the heart is beating so hard. I asked, and my told me that it is breaking up the walls I built around my body. Yeah, like I think you can experience it for that reason that there are like blockages around basically inside of your energetic body, and you're experiencing this inner tension because your body and your soul basically is like trying to push it out even when you're doing like energetic work, also in like martial arts or something similar, when you're using sound bowls and you have like blockages in specific points in your body, like in joints or inside of your body, like you can experience this tension and this upheaval because like there's like a very yang force. The active force is trying to push out the stagnant energies, the blockages. Okay. Guardian, this is from Fenya. Guardian, can you talk more about mental alchemy? Like, mental alchemy is a super complex subject, and we will talk about it maybe in another time too. Yeah, like if you have like any suggestions on what aspect of mental alchemy you would want to talk about, then maybe you could write me an email or post it in a comment below maybe. So I will have it somewhere written down for next week, hopefully. So higher vibration, most profound meditation can occur during the 3 a.m. wake up time. Yes, theta sequence. Okay. My English is rusty this night. Okay, so Alex Hunter. So jabbed folks make spikes proteins, which down regards disrupts I'm not sometimes some type of receptors. This makes your blood vessel narrow, which is why jabbed folks often experiencing super crazy hypertension. Yeah, and it can cause some very nasty stuff with your that is all related to your flow of blood, since like blood is like a super imperative part of your body, and if it's get messed up and it becomes sick or imbalanced, you can get like very nasty stuffs or health condition. Okay, so Alex, and because respiratory droplets can carry cells and proteins, lipid nanoparticles and or spike proteins may exist in something in the lungs and travel in the air, which may explain what we are. Yeah, like I kind of heard stuff about it, although I didn't really explore it. Like, like let's leave stuff to sit a bit and like unfold and see what really is happening. Like I feel like there are a lot of like wild theories on the internet circulating. Like created all special about people that kind of know stuff but not really, and they're like filling in the gaps between something that they know and something that they don't know with their own imagination to make sense of it. And I would like to see rather some kind of medical person explain these stuff. And yeah, we will see sooner or later, anyways. I did get my I did get my second jab, no side effects, knock on wood. Okay. So Alex Hunter experiencing some form of transmission is happening given the anecdotal testimonies from people and my experiences. So my recommended is to shield yourself until jabbed folks stop making spike proteins. These are great questions that I don't have answer for. Like I think the best thing that you can do is like you have to shield yourself anyways from all types of energetic stuff, and yeah, like heal yourself with the violet flame or energetically. We're going through so many shifts. That's like a must have in this period anyways. And yeah, like anything that comes around you will evade you or you will transmute it anyways. So your body, if in okay conditions and if it's in balance, it can handle a lot of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm getting, that like trust the process of the body, that what it's doing, because your body knows how to protect you from basically many conditions, and that's where your immune system is for. So always like balance yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and if you're in a balanced state, then you're perfectly fine, in my humble opinion. And also ask for guidance, assistance, and protection. You will receive everything that you need to be healthy and to move on to the greener pastures of the new earth. Okay, so higher vibration, unhappy water causes serious energetic issues, but it can be solved if focused on often. Same is true for happy water, happy energies. Yeah, like I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you can transmute what it's already there, but if we are receiving like a constant influx of sewage water, I think you should have to put like some kind of transformers like the shungites or these organite pyramids there to transmute them constantly to make it work. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh my god, I've scrolled again. Okay, let's not get into that here. Caution, my father just being safe. So Milan, hi, what is the black disc stone that you carry? Where did you buy it? It's, for the record, it's blue, but it doesn't really show. It's black because it has shungite in it. It's a black crystal that is great for protection, just as obsidian. It's a organite device, basically, and it works in a way that it absorbs in itself all the negative energies, and the crystals in it transmute it into positive energies. And basically it works like, yeah, it basically does energetic alchemy in your surroundings. And I bought it on the internet. I bought it from Fix the World Morocco, I think .com. But if you type in Fix the World Morocco, you will find it anyways. They are fantastic tools. Like I ordered this just out of curiosity. I used it for like 2 months or so, and my sleeping definitely improved. I don't sleep more, but at least when I sleep well. So that's very good for me, since I had huge insomnia issues all through my life. And now I expanded my roster. I have organite pyramids too. And I gridded the house with them. It's great for EMF radiation. I mean, to keep it out and to transform it. Okay, as a precious. Okay, got that. What is that sleeping pod? Okay. So high vibration. Lisa R. It is a shungite pyramid made flat, so you can put it under your pillow, or in your pocket, or in whatever. Yeah, like I carry it with me all the time. I have it always in my pocket, especially if I leave the house. Okay. Yes. Oh, oh my goodness. Like we have some issues with this scrolling stuff. Yeah, like Jenny, high blood pressure gives you headaches in front of your face. So that's what I've been experiencing that night. Yeah, like use the violet flame to transform your inner imbalances, so all that excess pressure like subsides and comes back into natural flow, just as the weather. And to think in terms, okay, so Alex Hunter, I'm in science, so I tend to think in terms of chemical and molecular first, but I do think this is a matter of both chemical and energetic upset. We need to find solutions for all directions. Yeah, definitely. Especially when you have like little things that move around in your blood that is not of organic substance, that due to have some kind of create some energetic imbalances in your being. Okay, so Robert Myers, Zoltan, as to music for healing, I love Lorraine McKennitt. Oh, songs, ages past, ages hence. Yeah, that's very beautiful. I also know her work and love it very much. Hello, Fenya. And well, okay, we already met. Okay, when are you channeling the IL again? I'm not going to channel the IL in publicly again. I'm not going to go in that route. I haven't had any communications with them lately, but I don't think that I'm going to do any more public channelings with them. Okay, so Robert Meyer, has anyone heard of the Norse 3 Yggdrasil being a symbol of the chakras? I'm not familiar with the Norse mythology and cosmology. Okay, and let me see if I missed something. Okay. Oh my god. I'm really having some issues with scrolling. Okay, good news. So, Alex, good news is all this should be temporary. No need to fear excessively, but no need to risk ourselves either. Just stay positive. Let's solve problems. We'll be okay. Yeah, like I feel like people are very much into this fear porn stuff. Like we're very used to it since like we were constantly bombarded with it. And I kind of feel that, okay, like stuff seem very chaotic now, and even though people are like choosing to go down a specific road, I kind of feel that there is like a plan B or C that kind of like transmutes that or heals that road as well. Like even if you go on down that road, you kind of will have the opportunity to like return from it in a sense, although it would probably not be easy. But I feel that there will be like many chances to divert from that road that probably doesn't lead to beneficial stuff. I don't know. We will have to see. Agree, Alex. So this is from Mandolin. Agree, Alex. We already have the answer. Let it be right. Ripen, ripe. Okay. Guardian of Orion, the Shungite Pyramid is making your my light breath back there. Mandolin and I noticing it in the beginning of this transmission. Wow. So, Fenya, what is mental alchemy? Can you clarify this? I do not good understanding this. What you mean by this? Okay, like we're going to stop the transmission soon, and you can hit the replay in the beginning. In the first half an hour, I've explained it on a very basic level, and yeah, like we're going to elaborate it later on too. If anyone has any questions regarding this main topic of today, then please post them down below in the comments section, or next week when I'm going to post on the community tab another announcement for another live event, then please you can post your questions there. If you have any questions, then please post them in the comment section of the new post that I'm putting on the community tab. Okay. Okay, yeah, it was a wonderful explanation. So thank you everyone for joining me, for being here, and also hopefully we can. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to have like another live event this week, but we will see what happens. But if not, hopefully next week we can meet, or whenever it's in perfect alignment. So thank you for joining me this week, being here with us, also sharing so many stuff. I will have to find some better way to browse through your comments next time, since I had difficulty keeping up with what you were all writing. But thank you for all your questions, all your comments, and being here with us, being part of a little community. Have a wonderful week, and see you in the next transmission. To all my relations, aho, blessings.